Hello, you. Today I'm going to share some supernatural stories. Let's jump right into it. Story number one. Some dreams fade away when you wake up, but this one followed me into the daylight. So I jumped to a different timeline. Let me start. Okay, let me give you the context. So I was before going to bed, I chose to speak to different versions of me in the cosmos, right, in the universe, and I spoke some things that I wanted to come true, to happen for those versions of me, like to elevate them. I was speaking like a higher self to all my lower selves, because of course I have high selves too. Excuse me. So, as I speak and I command those words, I go to bed. Here I am, seeing myself with an ex I had never thought, like I could have not even imagined that I could be with this person in a relationship. Here I am in a relationship with him, and the ex is in question is with somebody else too. He's like juggling, like he doesn't know what to choose, who to choose. Okay, he's a little confused, and I'm seeing myself like not in not in authority, like I don't know my value, I'm trying to give him reasons to choose me, and I'm looking at myself like, what the heck? What is wrong with this? No, we're not doing that. Like I told that version of me, you were not doing that, and she's trying to, like, I'm trying to give reasons, like, I said no, we're not. Oh, I was so angry in that dream. I was like, no, we're not doing that. You're stopping this right now. And as she was trying to give me reasons, I just stopped the dream, like, this is not happening. And as soon as I woke up, I took authority. Like, this relationship is over. Girl, we've passed that. It's been so long that you've not been operating in that system. You're so far now. Quit that and rise. So yeah, that was it. And I'm sure I'm in a better place in that timeline. Story number two. I titled this second dream, because it's a dream, I saw us together walking in a city I've never been to, but somehow knew by heart. Isn't that beautiful? I was thirsty. So, in this dream, it's kind of like the first one, but a better outcome. I actually see myself, I didn't do anything previous to going to bed. It was just a normal night. But I have a dream and I see myself with someone, like an ex, still different, not the same. an ex, and in that timeline, the story was playing in a better way, with better outcomes. The way our relationship had ended was kind of sad. Yeah. So this time, the story was actually going to a better outcome. It was great. The beautiful relationship. Something I could never have imagined. Yes, it was just really beautiful. And I woke up from that dream and I was like, wow, that's good. Go, girl. Yeah, I'm not rebuking this one. This seems good. I don't know what's gonna happen afterwards, but Yeah, you can experience that. That was beautiful. It's not much to say in this specific one, just that the outcome seems like it was gonna go well, and yeah, perfect. So let's jump to story number 3. Trust me, it's gonna get juicy. They say dreams are just a mind playground, but what if the windows to another reality? So I'm having this dream. I sleep, and then just right before I wake up, like I wanted to wake up, but I'm like half asleep, half awake. Trapped in a certain timeline. It's different. So I'm sleeping, and I'm listening to a song of a singer, one of my favorite singer. But something is different about that song because, first of all, I don't know the song. And trust me, I kind of know all of this this singer songs. I don't know the song. The the voice is his voice, but the instrument, yeah, the instrument seems to be different. It's just weird in my ears, and there is no way that song can be played where I was living at the time. Just no way, because the culture is a different culture. They just can't be playing that song. It's just like, I don't know. Let me take a random example. You are in no, let me take. You're in South America or lost in the jungle, and you hear whose song? Jason Derulo song, like, see what I mean? Like, somewhere that song should not have been played. No way. Nobody knows it. The language is even different. Yeah, but I'm listening to that song and I'm wondering in my dream, like, they play that song, but I don't even know this song. How come? And after that, I feel like a presence. I was in a different timeline. I jumped timelines. I feel like a presence in my room. And when I look, the person was dark, and I know the person actually. And it's weird too, because it's a young person that I know. And the person was there, and the person was trying to siphon, because I was sleeping with someone. The person was trying to siphon the energy of the person I was sleeping with. I just took authority and stopped that activity right there. Like, that ain't happening, not here. And that's how I woke up. Yeah, I dealt with that before waking up. Like, no way, not here. And I was like, this is a different timeline. Because the song was different. Everything was just different. Everything was just feeling different. Now, the next day, I'm taking a nap. I feel like I'm going to that same dimension just before I was going to bed. No, to wake up. I was sleeping, so just before I was about to wake up, I feel that myself, going back to that timeline. I'm like, I'm not going back there. I feel like it's gonna. I like to visit places, but this place, I'm telling you, you are not going there. And I woke up to my original timeline. I didn't go there. You have authority. You can choose to go or not to go. So that was it. Story number 3, no, 4. Outside, the night was too still. No crickets, no wind, just a growing hum that seemed to seep from the stars themselves. No, my story has nothing to do with that. So, this is what the story is about. I am in my room, night time, and sitting. No, laying down. I was not sleeping. I'm laying down. So this is not a dream actually. I was wide awake. And I hear a sound, like the radio sound. Remember the radios when we were little? When you were trying to channel, you turn the button and you're trying to look for a channel and it makes those noises like zzz. That's what I hear in my room. Like sitting here and I'm hearing that clear. And I'm thinking to myself, my neighbors, I had neighbors they were almost never there. And I'm thinking to myself, are they in the balcony? No, they're not there. And then do they listen to radio? Who listens to radio these days? Probably some people do, but where I live, no, people were just too sophisticated. It's not that type of lifestyle. Nobody's listening to any radio. So I'm listening to that and I'm skeptic. And as soon as the noise stops, I feel a presence again. And I tap into the presence. I don't see who it is, but I know there's someone. At least something that's right there. Because I can see, I didn't see it with my 2 eyes, with my natural eyes. You can see with your first eye. I'm like, who is this? And I was with someone who was, I was with a little child, and the child was like, cockroach, cockroach. And the child she hid her eyes like cockroach, right? But I'm just like, who's this? And the presence is not saying anything, I felt like it was just staring at me, didn't do anything, and I was very firm. Like, who's this? Like, what do you want? And just left. But I know, let me tell you. The next day, I was scrolling on my phone and I fell on the insectoids. Now everybody knows the insectoids, one of the aliens that they've listed, So insectoids, so this was the mantis. They're highly intelligent. They're interdimensional entities. They're known for their advanced understanding of consciousness, energy systems, and the bioenergy architecture of life. They are benevolent and malevolent entities, just like human beings. They're good and bad human beings. So yeah, but I believe this one was a good one. So the next day I'm scrolling and I just fell on this. I was already aware of aliens and stuff like that. I had never seen a mantis or insectoid. And I was like, oh, so that's what the child actually saw. That's what was in my room. Because when you ask, the universe is always going to give you answers. It's just as easy as that. I was like, but you know what? I think this is what happened. Around that time, I was playing a lot of meditation music, like high frequency, 9633 hertz, 528 hertz, 432 hertz, 888 hertz, all those hertz. I believe my house was in high vibration. And they were just traveling, like they usually travel between timelines. I guess they just happened to see my place and were like, this is high vibe. Let's stop there. Let's just check. Who is that? And they stopped, And then maybe we felt scared and they were like, girl, I was just passing by. Girl, bye. I have stuff to do. And mantis guy or mantis girl, or I don't know, left. So that was it. Good encounter. Yeah, nothing scary. At least I didn't see it with my eyes. But the child was like, cockroach.
cockroach. And I was also surprised when she said cockroach. I was like, cockroach? Story number 5.
I greeted the sunrise.
And the sunrise answered through the song of a small bird. So here is the story.
Years ago, I was sitting, I believe it was morning time. I was just sitting on my bed
And the windows were open. I was
looking at the horizon.
beautiful sunrise, beautiful morning. And I see these birds, normal birds, the gray birds, nothing
suspicious. Everything is normal. The bird just stand there, and then he started singing like birds sing.
but I could hear what he was saying. And I was like shocked,
I was shocked. Like, okay, is it me or
I just hear a bird, like that bird just spoke. And I was like, if it's you,
can you say that one more time?
and the bird spoke one more time, and I heard what he said. I was like,
You said it again. Okay,
one more time. And he left. He just
flew and he left. I can't remember today what that bird was saying.
It's so sad, huh? I really can't. But I can tell you that it was something
Positive. It was a positive word, encouraging word,
something like that, like a nice greeting. Yeah, something of that sort. That was a wonderful experience.
I'll never forget it. Now that I'm thinking,
I had not planned to tell this story, but now that I'm thinking, I remember around that time too. One day I was walking, and I felt like, when you're too connected to the earth and your environment. I was walking on the road, and I felt like, and the wind was blowing, and it was caressing the grass, and I felt like the grass was speaking to me. I don't know how I can explain that, but I didn't feel. It wasn't even a feeling. Like the grass was speaking to me, like they were happy to feel me walking around. I could feel the happiness of the grass, and I looked at them. They were enjoying. They were enjoying the wind, and they were happy, like hello. They were saying hello to me, like hello, girl. See us, we're enjoying the day. I know, and I looked at them. They were happy. They were green. I remember the color. Beautiful grass, natural grass. They were just like, we're loving the day. Hi, how you doing? And I was smiling like, hey. I didn't answer back, but just the feeling around it was very joyful.
So yeah,
nature is beautiful. This might be a sign for someone listening to this to enjoy nature more often. Nature is beautiful.
It helps you recalibrate
and a lot of good things.
I hope this session, storytelling session was good. If you liked it, if you appreciate it, drop a comment